from the south. It will also be cold through central parts, with a touch of ground frost likely for eastern coastal counties. Saturday will start overcast in the south, but skies will slowly brighten from the north. Temperatures will reach 12 degrees Celsius at best.
Weather update, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
Now, in the last hour, the US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has told a conference of world leaders in Tunisia that President Assad will pay a heavy cost for violating the rights of the Syrian people. Let's cross live now to Birmingham, where we can speak to Moustafa Osman, who's head of the Humanitarian and Emergency Response Unit at the charity Islamic Relief. Now, he recently led a team to the Syrian border. Moustafa Osman, perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about that trip. Did you manage to get aid into Syria?
Yes, we're actually working in the region since May 2011. We got aid in, but not inside Syria at the moment. On the border with Syria, in Lebanon, in the Bekaa Valley, in Wadi Khalid, in Jordan as well. We continue providing people with aid, and we will continue as well. But our concern at the moment are the people inside Syria, in Homs, in Hama, in Damascus, those people who are facing death every single day without protection. That's why we really deeply concerned about the protection of civilians at the moment. And we're asking for support and continuous support in order to get a safe corridor to deliver humanitarian aid to people who are in need.
Well, yes, and what is needed to create that humanitarian corridor?
Just a commitment from the international community, continuous pressure from the international community, even the public as well, because every single minute it's counts. We need to protect people before it becomes too late. And every day we're seeing people dying, tens and maybe hundreds of people dying and get injured, and with very little done on the ground to protect them.
But give us an idea of physically what needs to happen to create. We talk about a humanitarian corridor, but a lot of people don't know what that means. I mean, how do you create one?
We are, as humanitarian aid agency, we only concerned about delivering aid, but we need protection in order to deliver aid. This humanitarian corridor, it's a political decision which has to be dictated on the government of Syria in order to allow humanitarian aid to get through.
Well, yes, and the Red Cross...
So it is a political decision.
The Red Cross is talking about a 2-hour ceasefire a day, isn't it, to allow aid to be delivered. I mean, how feasible is that, though? Is President Assad ever going to agree to that?
I am not sure whether he will agree or not, but what I'm sure about it is we are in great support, supporting this ceasefire. 2 hours is not good enough, but I would definitely support the ceasefire for sometimes in order to allow humanitarian aid to get through and also to give people opportunity to survive, to get out as well, where they are facing death every day.
Do you think the international community is doing enough to resolve the humanitarian question?
I think the international community is, especially that we have a conference in Tunisia today, I think the international community, if we keep putting pressure, we might get this humanitarian corridor. I hope this humanitarian corridor will achieve it very soon.
Give us an idea of just how serious the situation is for people on the ground. I was talking to one young guy in Homs earlier on who was saying that there's no food, there's no water, it's impossible to even leave their homes because they're at risk of being attacked from snipers.
This is absolutely right. I met with several people on the border. They're facing this every single day. Snipers, they cannot move from their own houses or even from the hospital. Some people get into the hospital and they couldn't get out again back home. So the situation is very tense at the moment. People facing difficulties is not only fear of death, but even they don't have access to fuel, they don't have access to water, electricity, or even regular supply of food in Homs and Hama and some other area. So it's the protection of those people and providing them with what's needed. It's crucial for their own survival.
Well, Moustafa Osman, I hope you're successful in managing to get aid in. I'm sure everyone watching will wish you well in that aim. Moustafa Osman, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.